introducing Dr. Njakri Damages.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We are coming to you from the greatest city in the world. No. We're still in Mandela's Bog.
Hey.
We're still in Mandela land. Now, the great Mandela is going to be buried tomorrow in his hometown. Yeah. I know. Last week, I told you that presidents and queens were doing everything to outdo each other in paying tributes to Mandela. This week, we saw them carpooling, plane pulling, all to get to South Africa. 91 heads of states were there. On his way to South Africa, Obama picked up all the living U.S. former presidents who could still come down from Air Force One on their own.
Wow.
On his part, the British Prime Minister, he picked up all the retired Prime Ministers of Britain, including John Major, my man. Yes. Now, the old man, President George Herbert Bush, you know, the senior Bush. Yeah, he sent his regrets. He said that he could not make it due to old age. He wanted to come and apologize physically to South Africans for refusing to impose sanctions on apartheid South Africa when he was at the White House with Ronald Reagan. Yes, you remember that time? And the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, she also sent her apology. In the apology, she said that she hoped that more heads of states will come to her burial than those that went to Mandela's.
Wow.
She's worried. Now, did you all see what happened on Tuesday when the memorial was going on and the leaders came together? Did you all see that?
Yes.
No, not that man. Take off that man. not that man. I don't mean that. I'm talking about that handshake that changed the world. Yes. Now, that is what is called capital punishment in America. You are allowed to embrace the devil. You can keep guns and roses in your house, but you do not shake the hand of a Castro. Any Castro.
Wow.
You need purification before you return to America.
Wow.
So imagine the kind of punishment expected when the man who committed such a crime lives in the White House. So right there, Obama was in trouble. It didn't matter that he gave a very great speech. Watch.
And we know he shared with millions of black and colored South Africans the anger born of 1,000 slights, 1,000 indignities, 1,000 unremembered moments, a desire to fight the system that imprisoned my people, he said. But like other early giants of the ANC, the Sisulus and the Tambos, Madiba disciplined his anger.
Yes. He did that without a teleprompter, I must add. Which is wonderful. Yeah.
Wow.
If that was all, everything would have been forgiven in the spirit of Nelson Mandela. But then Obama finally poo-pooed right inside the church.
Man.
You had me right. He was caught on camera taking a selfie.
Selfie.
You know what they call selfie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not just any selfie. A selfie with a blonde. Look at it. Wow. I bet you heard that Obama has been sleeping in the doghouse in the basement of the White House. Michelle, Obama's wife, did not find that selfie thing funny. That blonde between Obama and the British Prime Minister, David Cameron, spoiled Michelle's day. And it showed on her face.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, that woman is the Danish Prime Minister. Yes, I guess I live in the wrong country. Anyway, many people who live outside the United States may not understand why Michelle was so pissed off. Nothing makes an African American woman mad as seeing a successful black man hanging out with a white woman. And the kind of white woman that black women cannot stand are the blonde type.
Hey.
Yes, the blonde type like this one, and this one, and this one.
Wow.
I was told, yes, let me repeat this because I don't want your emails. I was told that these blondes, they do things, that anything that black men ask them to do. I have never experienced it, I was told. Now, that is what I call Christmas, Merry Christmas. In fact, that is what I want for Christmas. It did not take time before Michelle Obama found her way between Obama and that woman. You know, that look on Michelle's face is called wait until we get home face. Like, wait until we get home. Now, for those who do not understand, those who are deaf and blind, I'm bringing a South African sign language expert to demonstrate what it means to show that face. Wait until we get home first. Watch. Yes. Wait until we get home first. Now, talking about what did he do? What did he do? I don't know what he did. Anyway, but I hope you guys got it. Talking about getting home. All through the year, I was doing everything to be the Time Magazine Man of the Year. I was doing everything to be Time Magazine Man of the Year. I guess I have to stop now. Time Magazine chose the next best man, Pope Francis. Yes, our favorite Pope made it. Time Magazine chose him for his humble approach to his job. A man with one lung.
Congrats.
A former bouncer at a nightclub who became a priest after his girlfriend dumped him.
Now what?
Now, the same thing would have happened to me if Ngozi had agreed to be my girlfriend. But she dumped me before she became my girlfriend.
Now what?
Now, that was when I wrote that song for Feliz Liberty called Oh God. You know, I was so heartbroken. Anyway, I digressed. So I got a thank you letter from Time Magazine people. They were thanking me for keeping the Pope in the news.
Wow.
They said I was instrumental in their choice of Pope Francis as the man of the year.
Nice.
Now, please show the letter to them. No, what is wrong with this man? Not that letter now. This one is Obasanjo's letter to Jonathan. Show the letter that Time Magazine wrote to me. Anyway, but now that you've shown this letter, maybe we should talk about it. Let's talk about Obasanjo's letter. What do you think? Yeah, so let's start from the very, very beginning. So world leaders got a secret memo to come to Nelson Mandela's memorial with all the living heads of states of their respective countries. Those that do not wear diapers, they were very specific that we don't want people that wear diapers. So only those that do not wear diapers.
That's so mean.
Now, President Jonathan got the memo too, but he did not go to South Africa with any of our 7 former living heads of states.
Wow.
Do you know why?
Why?
He had received this letter from Obasanjo days before. In fact, there were signs that something was amiss all the while. It is seen in the way the former military president, Ibrahim Babangida, came out to talk about Nelson Mandela. Watch him.
I think he's the best example of what leadership is all about.
The man said, I think he is the best example of what leadership is all about, says Babangida.
Wow.
The evil genius. Babangida, you think, you are still thinking about it. When will you be sure? That's a sign of good leadership.
Exactly.
Is it when people start performing miracle with Mandela's name? When will you be sure?
Now
Anyway, let's hear more of Babangida, what he had to say about Mandela. Watch.
He has conviction and the moral courage. He had the moral standards all.
No, please, stop that man. Stop him. What did he say? That Mandela had conviction and moral courage and had moral standing. This is coming from the mouth of the Sisi who annulled the June 12th election.
Hey, Sisi.
Out of fear that his boys might kill him. The little-hearted Sisi who could not stand Delegi were telling him what was wrong with the country. He was running. This same sweet tooth who could not account for $12 billion that came from Gulf War windfall. Anyway, go back. Let's hear more of Marina IBB.
And to get another Mandela, I believe it will take 100 years.
Did you hear what he said? To get another Mandela, I believe it will take 100 years. He's right about that one. But there is a part that was not shown in this clip. That was when he said, even though it will take 100 years to get another Mandela, 10 Babangidas are born every second in Nigeria. Now, let us forget about Babangida. He is past tense. In fact, in the immortal words of Olusegun Obasanjo, it is already too late for Babangida. But Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan also spoke about Nelson Mandela. Here is President Jonathan recommending what Africans should do when he spoke to Al Jazeera. Watch.
What we can all do is to make sure that we all fight against the vices that Mandela fought for.
What?
Yes. He said, what we can all do is to make sure that we all fight against the vices that Mandela fought for. Oh, yeah. If you're confused, you're not alone.
What?
At a memorial service in Abuja before he left for South Africa, President Jonathan spoke eloquently about Nelson Mandela. Did I just use eloquent and Jonathan in the same sentence?
Wow. Now, wow.
Thank God, because if he was not that memorial, he was not on the program in South Africa. Now, watch him again.
If you compare Nelson Mandela and quite a number of leaders across our continent, Africa, very few people, even at the age of 81, will feel they are too old to continue.
Did you hear what he said? If you compare Nelson Mandela and quite a number of leaders across Africa, very few people will let a minister who spent $1.6 million on 2 cars to remain in office when millions of their citizens live on $2 a day.
Wow.
He said very few leaders will watch a video of one of their richest men in their country giving bribe to a lawmaker and do nothing about that. He said again, very few leaders will say that sometimes people confuse small stealing with corruption.
Corruption is almost in everywhere. But so issue of winning war, sometimes people take common stealing as corruption.
He said that very few leaders will tell their people that he doesn't give a damn. So many of you must have read Obasanjo's letter to President Jonathan.
It's too long.
But do you know what triggered the letter? Yeah, that's a good point. It's too long. Here is the reason why the letter came out. It happened as soon as President Jonathan said this to BBC while talking about Nelson Mandela. Watch.
Nelson Mandela is very different. And even after leaving office, he was a statesman, worked with incumbent heads of state to make sure that South Africa is governed properly. He did not get into the enterprise of attack and criticisms, sometimes associated with some other former leaders.
Yes. I will translate what he said the way Obasanjo understood it. He said, unlike Mandela, some ex-leaders just sit their ugly butts at home and write useless letters. That was it. That was how Obasanjo understood what Jonathan was saying.
Wow.
And boom, and boom, he released that letter.
Just like that.
But what is the conflict about? What is it? Do you ask yourself, what is this conflict between Jonathan and Obasanjo about?
I don't know.
We don't know. Many people don't know. But let's hear Jonathan explain what is going on. Listen to him. This is when he was talking to French TV channel 24. Listen.
But the stumbling block is this crisis, these conflicts that are used worthless, and sometimes the people that are used for the conflicts don't even know what they are doing.
Yes. He said that these conflicts are worthless. Sometimes the people that are used in the conflict do not know anything they are doing. Like Ruben Abati, like Dokubo, like you. So former President Olusegun Obasanjo could not take it any longer, and he did what old people do. Instead of going on Twitter to show a gun placed in his pants, he fired a letter to President Goodluck Jonathan. Now, in the letter, Obasanjo listed 10 top reasons why Jonathan has failed. Number 1, still Odua.
Yeah.
Number 2, still Odua.
Yeah.
Number 3, still Odua.
Correct.
Number 4, still Odua.
That is correct.
Number 5, still Odua. Number 6, still Odua.
Also correct.
Number 7, still Odua. Number 8, still Odua. Number 9, still Odua.
Very correct.
Number 10, still Odua.
Very correct. A+.
I tell you, things are moving too fast for me in Nigeria. I have not recovered from the fact that Governor Rotimi Amechi released over the missing billions in excess crude accounts when the Speaker of the House of Rep vomited. Jonathan's body language, the Speaker said, encourages corruption. Now, when did Nigerians start studying body language? I said, oh my God, the only body language I understand is that one that Jonathan gives out when he shakes the hand of a beautiful woman. And I will demonstrate like this. and he said, if you think I am meek and gentle, meet me in the bed and you will know a tiger that I am. Now, for those of you who are blind and deaf, I'm going to bring my South African sign language expert to explain what that demonstrates it for you. That he's demonstrating. If you think I am meek and gentle, wait until you meet me in the bed and see what a tiger I am in action. I hope you got it. All right. So next, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Sanusi Lamido, threw up big time. He said that 8 trillion, not billion now, trillion naira has not been repatriated by the NNPC to the federal accounts.
What?
I'm like, what the... When did this man notice this anomaly? That's my question. When did he notice it? Was it when he could not find the money to fly around the country to meet his mistresses? Was it when he noticed that money has not been coming to the federal accounts? When? Okay, so just when I was trying to recover from the central bank governor's bombshell, then former President Olusegun Obasanjo busted the whole dam. I was like, damn. It was such a long letter. But I tell you, President Jonathan will survive all this. This
Really?
calculated attempt to destroy him, he's going to survive. From what I heard from people close to him, they are saying that the president has been going around singing this song. This uprising will bring out the beast in us.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted about all these political talks.
Yeah.
Let's go to entertainment news.
Please.
Yes. In entertainment news, the former disco singer, who is now an actor, he plays a pastor in a church in Lagos called Pastor Chris Okotie. Yes. Recently, he appeared on a red carpet to show off his flashy shoes and his suit and his bling bling.
Stunning.
Watch him.
Louis Vuitton.
Okay, for the shoes.
Yes. Then I'm wearing Frank Muller.
Please look at that watching. The pastor just shows the bling. Like, you can see that.
A funny thing happened. The next Sunday, Chris Okotie brought guards into the pulpit to guard him. Wow. I'm like, who are you afraid of? The Pope? Who the hell do you think you are? Anyway, someone who does not need a guard is super blogger Linda Ikeji.
Wow.
You guys know her? Linda. Oh, she's hot. Now, every day of this week, she has been giving out 100,000 naira a day.
Whoa.
She will continue until she gives out 1.5 million naira to her readers.
Yes.
I understand that Linda has more followers than me on Twitter. Why
No
is that?
way.
Why is that? That's it. I am in the wrong business. How can she be giving out 1.5 million naira and I'm struggling here trying to survive? To make matters worse, she was this week inaugurated into the exclusive club of the Nigerian National Association of Public Intellectuals, NNAP.
Fancy.
And you all know how hard I've been working to be part of that club.
Yep.
A club of people whose only job is just to think for Nigeria. Anyway, as we say in Nigeria, God there. God there. Now here is the segment we call Secret Self Pictures. Now in this case, we show you a picture and we explain the deep meaning in that picture. Now the picture you're looking at is the State Assembly mess of the Akwa Ibom State Assembly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in a restaurant with the speaker sitting there. Now, when he goes out to eat, anywhere he goes with the mess because he's afraid that if he leaves it in the State Assembly, they will impeach him.
Wow.
So when you go to a restaurant and you see something, don't think it's a walking stick of the gods. It's the mess of the State Assembly. So respect it. Don't put oil and pepper soup on top of that. The next picture is condom wedding dress. Now, I didn't come up with this. This is someone in Australia came up with the idea to make a wedding dress for a woman made of condoms. Now, the question is, were the condoms used or are they brand new? And what is the thinking behind it? How do you give a woman, make a dress with condoms for a woman who is getting married.
Married or
It
wedding.
should be when they are going for their prom or when they are going on a date, so that if the man needs one, he will just pull it out and It's time for your email. Do we have emails today?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's hear them. Oh, you have your uniform today. Good. People were writing me and asking me what happened to your uniform. And,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Our first email is from Michael and Jose. He writes, "Oh boy, you go carry milk factory, say make she go introduce you. Hey bro, your show is awesome for a fact. I dig it. Please always keep to time. And what is this talk about Thanksgiving? Goodluck sent his boys to you, eh? This nonsense, useless, primitive senator passing a bill to criminalize social media users against criticizing them. That man is a shit in a bowl. That's the perfect tool for a revolution. The man thinks he's immune to death, yeah? And almost 200 mumu senators are even giving it a second reading. Hey, my guy, make her go rest, I beg. Tell Tomato just to come home now. It's obvious she's misses me. Ooh. God bless you and the good people."
Michael, don't mind that senator. He's a cuckoo. And social media internet tigers, they showed him. Now the man take rest, say, they do the same thing again. Now, about tomato juice. When tomato juice, they you are just. See him. Now, when we don't clean them up, polish them the way Big Apple, New York City, polish women, you want make we send them back to you, eh? Now, lie you the talk. Go find your own tomato juice. After all, they live in Jos. Find it. Next.
Now, our second email is from Doyen. He writes, "Hello, Dr. Damages. I love to watch your show every Saturday. You have not taken note that your president, GEJ, has been putting measures to punish all the Nigerians based abroad because of all your jokes, your injackeries about him and his government dollar policy and new importation policy. So as governor of Edo State did in apologizing to the widow, you two and Adeola must have hot breakfast with Jonathan in Abuja, Aso Rock, and ask him for forgiveness on behalf of all of us all. This is a must-do if you are going to retire in your village in Nigeria."
Thank you, Doyin. I like this email because I never thought about that. Now, Adeola and I are sending this Christmas card to President Jonathan. Yes, no, seriously. In it, we are apologizing for our youthful indiscretions. We are asking him to allow Nigerians abroad like you to import Tokumbo cars without paying duties, just like Stella Odua did. Yeah? If he says no, we will be forced to write him a 18-page letter. My fear is that he won't finish that letter until his time is finished in office. So don't worry, we are taking care of that. Next.
Our third email is from Sally Group Nigeria. They write, "On a very serious note, I sincerely appreciate that my last email was read. The fact is that people like you, with shows like this, assures us of hope for a revolution. Dr. Damages, I believe corruption is a goddess that has been brought by nations like Nigeria to their knees. Wow. The only way is to plunge the bicuspid valve of the heart of politicians who wine and dine with her. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. And 3, what's that?
Bosa.
Okay. Keep it up. And 3, bosa for your nurse. Bosa.
My people, I say bosa for you too. And your group for watching. You know that the day you stop watching is the day this show ends. Eh? It will not end even if they put me in jail for 7 years. Like we saw last week on Keeping It Real. Eh? If you put me in jail, there will be Dr. Aboki show. Next.
Our fifth email is from John. He writes, "Dear Dr. Damages, I actually heard my email read out loud and clear by Tomato Juice. That was nice. My grievance at this moment is with FIFA. With all that Stephen Keshi was able to achieve in spite of the harsh Nigerian conditions that does not allow for growth and success, FIFA did not deem it worthy to even nominate him, to talk of not being voted as a winner for the Coach of the Year. Shame on FIFA. I heard Mr. President was a lecturer in the university before going into politics. I really wonder how that man opened his mouth and give lectures to students. This also explains why Nigerian institutes churn out half-baked graduates.
John. Why are you mad with FIFA? Eh? Why, my man? Your country has not paid Stephen Keshi for months.
Nope.
And you want FIFA to nominate him as the coach of the year. Are you serious? Now, about Professor Goodluck, Jonathan, are you trying to say that his students are the ones eating up animals in the zoo? Is that what you're trying to say? My friend. The tortoise says that despite what you think, he knows how to embrace his wife. Jonathan's students, they know how to understand him. No, I'm serious. They know how to understand him. Yes.
Okay, our final email is from Dixon in Ukraine. He writes, Episode 115 was great, and I hope you leave the greatest city in the world to remain Mandela's-burg. I am writing from Ukraine, and as I write, there's a million-man peaceful protest going on in Kyiv against the government decision. I wish we could wake up and stage such demonstration against the numerous abominations occurring daily with our government, like ASU, Nepal, INEC, PDP, ACG, BH, Mendex. He keep going on.
Dixon, thank you for writing. I hope you have your eyes open over there in Ukraine. Please, learn something from what is going on there so that when you come back home, you will make something to happen in Nigeria. You understand me? That's all the time we have for emails. Please keep sending your emails to drdamages@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter at Dr. Damages. Here is my concern for today. It's taken from the book, The Real Armed Robbers of Nigeria.
Hey.
It says, the real armed robbers of Nigeria are not those in prison. They are not those who storm banks to cut away cash. They are not those who dispose luxurious bus passengers of their possessions. The real armed robbers of Nigeria are not those who are stealing cell phones and pepper in Oshodi market. The real armed robbers of Nigeria bear titles like Honorable, Excellence, Sir, Damn, Chief. Until next week, I am Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You heal yourself.
So you thought I thought you were going to South Africa.
I'm gonna be a dame.
You're gonna be a dame. Damn.
I'm on the rock, and then I take a stop. I had to run like a fugitive.
Welcome to Forstview Luxury Hotel. At Forstview Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forstview Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adeola Mishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 080-7578-7135 or 080-9990-0601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forceviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forstview Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.